incredibly interesting because whilst I obviously know about it, it's not something I've read into in great detail. So I've always kind of seen it as this messiah of resolving our problems.
Yeah, no.
And actually, that doesn't appear to be the case at all.
Well, I feel really conflicted about this because the Paris Agreement, 2015, it was, as I said, it was by far the best agreement that had been reached up until that time. Mm-hmm. So there'd been, 25 years more of trying to get an international agreement. So the Paris Agreement was, in that regard, extremely significant. But by virtue of the nature of the agreement, which each country offered up its own timetable for cutting emissions of these greenhouse gases. So there was no top-down target set. Each country made its own offer. And when you totted that all up, assuming that those governments would then have delivered on their promises, which is a very big assumption and probably now not one that you'd want to pursue too much 7 years on from Paris, it still would have taken us to a very high average temperature increase by the end of this century. Mm-hmm. And whichever way you cut this, we're sort of looking at ideally no more than a 1.5 degrees centigrade increase by the end of the century, absolutely no more than 2 degrees centigrade. The Paris Agreement still would have taken us to more than 3 degrees by the end of the century. So yes, best agreement to date, but it still essentially would have crashed human civilization.
Yeah.
So when people were celebrating this amazing thing, a lot of climate scientists were sort of saying, okay, let's celebrate, but let's just be a little bit cautious about this because this is just the start of a long, long, long process still to go.